Hello, it's Nancy welcoming you to Garden Scroll. Today is January the 8th, and here in my Oklahoma garden, it is iced over. We were not expecting the ice. We were expecting to have at least 10 days of very cold weather, but it had like black ice and lots of wrecks on the roads and just looks like a winter wonderland, though, if you're just looking out the window and not happen to be out there in it. But and I'm not ready to get out there in the garden. I'm just not. I want to make the garden a little easier for me. I'm very tired of it just being nothing but work. I want it to be more of a pleasure. But so I'm getting out my dreaming books, my catalogs, and right now I'm just looking at the seed catalogs the most, and I think I'm sure I could go ahead and order my seeds now and be ready when it's time to plant. And there are several seeds that I would like to get, and I'll get into that later. And also I wanted to, after I finish looking at the seed catalogs, I'll go ahead and look at the plants catalogs because there's several of those that I would like to. My friend Susie has a beautiful hydrangea. It's the cone shaped hydrangea, and it starts out light and ends up pink, and then its last stage I think is like a burgundy, and it's just the most beautiful hydrangea I've ever seen. And I would also love to have some of the great big lace cap hydrangeas in white. I just think the white looks so beautiful in that color. And I am not good at getting the hydrangeas to get started in my garden, but I'm going to try again because they're so beautiful, and I know that people in my area grow them, so I'm sure there's a way to do it, and I want to find out that way. And I want some of the smaller catmint. The one I have, I'll see, what is it called? I can't remember for sure. Denim, I think, something denim. But anyway, the one that I want is called Cat's Pajamas, and it blooms from the very bottom of the stem all the way up to the top of the stem. And it's a beautiful plant anyway. It lasts, the bloom lasts on it a really good long time for a perennial, and it's just a very pretty plant. And there's several others, and I'll tell you about those as I find them in the catalogs. And I was getting the denim and lace Russian sage mixed up with the catmint Walker's Low, and that is the kind that I have now, and I do like it. I won't get rid of it, but I do definitely want to get some of the one that's also called Cat's Pajamas. And like I say, the catmint the bloom lasts a good long time, and you can also shear it off after it finishes bloom, and it'll most likely put on a new flush for you in the fall or late summer. Some, but not nearly all, of the seeds I look for are the black-eyed Susan vine that grow from a seed. These are the yellow black-eyed Susan, and these are the white black-eyed Susan, which I kind of like the best. I just love that crisp white look. And then this is the butterfly weed that is an annual, but it's such a beautiful eye-catching color. I would like to always have it in my garden. And then this next one is the silver sage, which often gets taken for or mistaken for lamb's ear. It doesn't grow tall. It grows like a big pretty bow. So beautiful. And then this one, I always try to have some of the beautiful purple flash or purple splash pepper. I just love this color of a foliage. Someday I want to have many of them in my garden if possible. And while I don't need any zinnia seeds this year simply because I have plenty, I would never want to be without the zinnias. I would always want to have plenty of seeds. the short ones, the tall ones, the cactus, and all the double and single. I just love them all. And although dahlias can be a pain to have to dig up before winter gets started good in the garden, they're so beautiful. I would like to have a few more of those. I also did get my suet made and put in little containers for the birds while we're having this cold weather, and I must say I think they've been enjoying it. So, and I have totally enjoyed this little reprieve from actually the weather was beginning to get nice, and I know most of the time I just love that and want spring, but I have not been ready for it, and it's just given me a reprieve to maybe get a little more ready, to get rested more and dream a little more and get some things organized to hopefully have a better beginning when I do get out there and get started cleaning out the garden and replanting for this next season. So I've enjoyed this little bit of time, and I hope you're enjoying yours, and hope you're finding lots of beautiful flowers and plants that you'll want to plant in your garden. There's so many I still want in mine, and there are some that have turned out to be more invasive that I want to get rid of out of my garden. Actually, I have gotten rid of most of the invasive stuff out of my garden, and it's been a bit of a struggle, but anyway, it's just been a wonderful reprieve for me, and I hope it has been for you, although I know most people are ready for spring and can't wait for it to get here. But I'm enjoying these cooler days just because it lets me stay inside and just look outside at this winter wonderland. But I know a lot of people have to get out in it and go to work, and it's not the most pleasant thing, but I hope you're safe and doing well. I'm standing at my front door watching the birds eat. And I'm so happy for this little reprieve. The weather was getting nice and the garden was needing to be cleaned out, which of course it still needs to be cleaned out, but that will come. And I'm just very grateful for a wonderful little reprieve to be able to relax and just regenerate a little bit more before all that work starts. And I've been looking through some of my catalogs, and I wanted to show you some of the pictures of the hydrangeas, but I don't have any in my garden that are big enough to show you, and especially not right now. But I don't have like I want the white lace cap, and I would love to have one similar to my friend Susie's that she has at the front of her house, which is, like I told you, the most beautiful one I've ever seen. Is so pretty. It has the cone shaped ones, and they go from various light to dark colors. So I'm going to look for something similar to that, and I just have a hard time getting them started in my garden for some reason, but I hope to be able to at some point have them in my garden and show pictures of them to you. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and thank you for going on Garden Scrolls with me.